Hey guys, J-Kwan here. What's going on? So basically this video is my dance story and how I started dance. It's not your typical dance story, but I thought I'd just share it with you guys. So I'll just dive right into it. I started dancing when I was 18, so that was about 10 years ago. I was a senior in high school. Before I get into the dance portion of it, I just want to paint the picture of who I was as a high schooler back then. I was pretty introverted. I didn't socialize that much. I didn't go out. I wasn't in any clubs or do any sports or anything like that. Every day after school, all I would do was watch TV, do my homework, and play video games. And that was pretty much me in high school. Just keep that in mind when I tell the rest of the story. So I was first interested in dance, and I think first introduced to dance at a pep rally. I don't know what the specific reason was, but we had these hip hop dancers at a pep rally, and I just saw them doing the worm and the robot and spitting on their heads and stuff like that, and I thought that was like the coolest thing. And so yeah, that was my first exposure to that type of dance style. So senior prom was coming up, and the first thought that I had in my head was, oh shit, I don't know how to dance. I should probably learn. And I basically didn't want to look like a stupid idiot on the dance floor and become a wallflower. And also, as corny as it sounds, I wanted to basically leave my mark before graduating and surprise everyone, because I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm probably not going to see these people ever again, so might as well give them a story to tell. So how I actually started practicing was, it was around 2005, 2006. This was when YouTube started to become a thing. So what I would do is go on YouTube and watch Michael Jackson music videos. And the one move that caught my eye, and I know it's cliche, it was the moonwalk. And so I knew I had to practice that one move. And how I practiced it was, I would take these lemon-scented wood cleaners. I would spray the wood cleaner on my living room floor and buff up the floor, put on some white socks, and just basically go to town and practice. Once I got comfortable with the moonwalk and got it, pretty smooth, not as smooth as Michael Jackson, but pretty decent. I thought, okay, I can't just do the moonwalk at prom night. I have to, come up with this whole package. So, what else could I do? So I began researching more into the moonwalk, and what I found out was, oh, it actually came from a dance style called popping. And it's actually not called the moonwalk, it's called the backslide, and boom, my mind was blown. So I began, researching that dance style. Long story short, I would go back into YouTube, find popping tutorials, and for a good 3-4 months, I would just practice in my room every day after school. So prom night is quickly approaching, and I had the guts to ask out one girl in my French class. I thought she was really cute. I'm not going to say her name just to save the embarrassment, but I basically waited one day after class outside, and I asked if she wanted to go to prom with me. Unfortunately, she was already going with someone else, but she was at least flattered that I asked. So I just decided to go stag with a group of friends who actually did have dates. I was the only one that went stag, but eventually we went to prom, and we were just hanging out at this country club. Dinner rolls around, and all I'm thinking while I'm eating is, I'm about to rip up this dance floor. So up until this point, I haven't told any of my friends, any of my classmates, not even my family, that I've been practicing dance. So I was shaking, my heart was pumping, and I was really nervous before the music even came on. So eventually dinner was done, and people started making their way to the dance floor, and the music was playing, but it was this chill music that you couldn't really dance to. So that actually made me more nervous, because I was waiting for that right song to come on to start busting my moves. And I remember that very one song. It was called So What by Field Mob featuring Sierra. This song came back in 2006, so I'm not sure if you remember it. But actually, here is an example of my dance moves back then. So yeah, I just started busting my moves, and I could remember that no one said a word, but their eyes and mouths were just wide open, and they were thinking, who is this kid? What is going on? And yeah, that's basically how I started my dance journey. After that, I went out to Bryant University. I was on the dance team for 4 years. Started to experience with choreographed dances. After graduating from college, you probably know about my YouTube channel. I've been doing K-pop dance covers. I've been taking hip-hop classes on a weekly basis at Green Street Studios. It's only $5, so definitely check that out in Cambridge. But yeah, that's my dance story. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, peace out.